Hello and thanks for joining us. This is TV1 News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, historical aircraft return to Papua New Guinea. IRC updates on zero GST challenges and hunters in a must-win situation. The Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, has confirmed that the Prime Minister will officially launch the Papua New Guinea Special Economic Zone Foundation Policy 2025 to 2032 this Sunday, June 15th, at the APEC House in Port Moresby.
The Papua New Guinea Special Economic Zone Foundation Policy 2025 to 2032 will be launched this Sunday, June 15. The launch of this policy will result in the current SEZ Act of 2019 being repealed, and a new act will be enacted to reflect the change in the foundation policy.
So there are many loopholes in the legislation because the policy did not cover many of the areas which are critical in the legislation. I'm happy to inform the country that our government, the Maraperoso government, will now deliver the foundation a policy for SEZs this Sunday.
Maru said PNG was set to establish up to 7 new SEZs this year, apart from the Paga Hill SEZ that has already been licensed. He said the government recently approved the CPAC SEZ, Finsapen Integrated SEZ, and the Central Province Industrial Park. He said they are expecting to announce a few more over the next month.
SEZs only become SEZs when you are given a license by the regulator called the Special Economic Zone Authority. To get the license, you must meet all their requirements. When you are not ready to be licensed, you cannot be an SEZ. You can name nothing here. Now, how do you get the license? You must firstly have state land.
Provinces, districts, and businesses that wish to be involved in SEZs need to get a copy of the policy to know the process on how to establish SEZs and apply for SEZ license. Minister Maru said those who wish to be involved in SEZs have to meet its requirements.
And we can go to various provinces who are interested to run little workshops to brief them on the policy, and we can help them to set up SEZs within their own provinces and districts.
SEZ will be the key driver of sustainable long-term economic growth in the country. Invitations have gone out to leaders, government, departments, and agencies, the private sector, and the provinces to come together and be part of the launch of the SEZ Foundation Policy on Sunday. Minister Maru is also promoting the upcoming second PNG National SEZ Summit from 31st August to 3rd September this year. It is part of the 50th independence celebration to chart a new path for the next 20 years. Joanna Pile, TV1 News.
The Special Economic Zone Authority has approved a SEZ license for a landmark tourism investment for the Sea Park Development Project at Ella Beach with an investment value of 2.2 billion kina. The Sea Park development, anchored within a nationally endorsed SEZ framework, is positioned to become a landmark project. The project is said to serve not only as a beacon for international and domestic tourism, but also as a sustainable model for future urban developments in the country and a beacon of attraction to investors and make PNG an attractive investment destination.
Investment to ensure that this country grows in whichever way we can. And I'm happy to report that we have a 4 billion investment in the Paga Hill, and now we have 2.2 billion investment. Now these are people that come into this country and are willing to put their money in this country. And we're just not talking about some hundreds of thousands or a million. We're talking about massive amount of money being put into this country.
We remain committed to fostering an inclusive, sustainable tourism industry and will continue to monitor the impact of new investments to ensure they serve the best interests of our country.
At CPAC Development Limited, our mission has always been guided by a commitment to excellence, quality, and community. The granting of this CES license empowers us to elevate that mission by transforming our vision for a world-class residential, commercial, and tourism destination into a vibrant reality. The deepest thank you to the Special Economic Zone Authority for this tremendous opportunity, and we do not take this lightly.
Meanwhile, SEZA has terminated the SEZ license for Mayo Industrial's Central Cement and Lime project, pending certain specific issues to be sorted out. Dr. Lawrence South said once the company ironed out outstanding issues, it can reapply for a new SEZ license. This decision reflects SEZA's commitment to ensuring that all license holders operate within a regulated framework that supports genuine downstream industrial development.
That issue will be sorted out, and we would ask Mayo to submit a fresh application for us to consider once all the considerations are made. The project involves two stages. There is an upstream stage that involves mining, and there is a downstream stage that involves the production of cement. And that we would encourage Mayo to concentrate on carrying out due diligence and complying with the requirement of carrying out its mining operations, and then we will consider the granting of a license.
Parties to the Hidden Valley Mining Project Community Development Agreement are holding a consultative forum in Leh this week from June 9th to June 13th. They aim to finalize the agreement by Friday, June 13th. The review of the CDA has taken over 10 years.
The Community Development Agreement meeting underway. Major benefit streams on the table for negotiations include royalties, special support grants, tax credit schemes, business development plan, women in mining, and law and order, among others. Among the parties present in the discussions are Nakubi Association, WOW Urban Local Level Government, Watut Rural Local Level Government, the Morobe Provincial Government, and Newcrest PNG Limited as the Hidden Valley Joint Venture. Morobian leaders, including Governor Luther Wenge and Member for Bulolo and Vice Minister for Mining Sam Basil Jr., graced the meeting yesterday when it commenced. The leaders have thrown their support behind the process and urged that the CDA must be improved in terms of benefit stream for parties. Managing Director of the Mineral Resources Authority, Jerry Gary, said he was happy with the progress so far, adding that CDA review had taken over 10 years due to various reasons. He assured all parties and stakeholders that the state team led by the MRA was committed to ensuring that the revised CDA was initialed on time. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
Australia has returned to Papua New Guinea the historic Douglas A-20 Havoc bomber aircraft to its home in Port Moresby. The aircraft arrived on board the Australian defence vessel Reliant. Once assembled, the aircraft will be on display at the National Museum and Art Gallery.
The historical Douglas A-20 Havoc bomber aircraft had been on display at the RAAF Amberley Aviation Heritage Centre since 1996 until a suitable location to permanently house the aircraft was found in Papua New Guinea. The delivery of Hell and Pelican II recognizes Australia's and PNG's shared history, with the aircraft being a permanent representation of the long-standing cooperation and close defense relationship forged in shared sacrifice during World War II between both countries. Deputy Director of the Heritage Fleet, Squadron Leader Paul Ashby, explains that he will be leading a team of specialists to assemble the aircraft for display. He says there is great detail that needs to be taken in the care of such a historic aircraft.
What we're hoping to do out of this, we have a memorandum of understanding with the New Guinea Defence Force and the museum. So what we will do while we're here is that we will show people what they need to do to look after this aircraft, and we will be available for advice through our MOU that we're going to sign with them to provide them advice to get them up to speed. The aircraft itself is fully restored. So we have got maintenance instructions for it that we will provide. The New Guinea Defence Force is quite interested, so we have been speaking with the ATW here, so we can show some of their people what they need to do to look after these historic aircraft. Because you do have quite a few here, so it's for us, and most of what you have here are ex-ADF aircraft. So for us, it's important that the heritage is shown, because at the end of the day, sometimes your heritage is our heritage.
In 1976, the bomber was found by war historian and author Michael Clarenbold. In 1984, it was removed by Clarenbold and a team from the Australian Defence Force, which used a Chinook helicopter to lift it from the bush. It was brought by sea to Brisbane, and over 10 years was painstakingly restored and eventually displayed at a museum at the Amberley Air Base. Today, the main aircraft frame was offloaded from the ADV Reliant by crane. It will then be transported via truck from the wharf to the National Museum and Art Gallery. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
Well, what an amazing piece of history to arrive on board the Australian defence vessel Reliant. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic Kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The one-top jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Zach Lomax putting the first try for New South Wales tonight.
Dayat Lomarun Spados, amigo was the second now, but Blue
You know, Tom's the right person for the number 7 jersey right now.
I am this Marun Jam win finish.
Welcome back. The National Department of Health and the Minister for Health and HIV and AIDS, Elias Kapavore, has launched the Tropical Disease Strategic Plan, Digital Health Strategy, ICT Policy and PHA Digital Toolkits. NDOH and its donor partners commenced a 3-day conference also on Tuesday, 10th June. It ends Wednesday, 12th June 2025.
3 significant strategic plans and a digital toolkit for provincial health authorities was launched Tuesday, 10 June in Port Moresby. Provincial health authority CEOs and donor partner representatives from the WHO, Australia's Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, World Bank, and the Asian Development Bank attended and witnessed the certification of the elimination of the trachoma disease in PNG. Trachoma disease which causes blindness. A certificate was given to the Minister for Health and HIV/AIDS on behalf of the Prime Minister by the Acting Secretary for Health, NY, to signify the efforts of the Health Department and partners in eliminating the trachoma disease which causes blindness.
Part of the strategy that we are developing in terms of the National Health Plan, we are doing alignment. So at the policy level, we have 2 documents. We have completed the ICT policy, and in terms of implementation, we have a health digital strategy. So that strategy will be the operational strategy in terms of operations and implementation. So as we move forward into the implementation space, what the team has done is that we are developing a tool for the PHAs to help them report, and also at the management level for them to use it for their operations. So,
to support this and other policies to be implemented, the Health Department is thankful to its partners, especially World Bank, for the Digital Health Toolkit.
So we have developed a dashboard called the PHA dashboard. So on the dashboard, there are different systems. We have the M-Supply, we have the IFMS toolkit, we have the PFM, the health facility audit tool, and the others that are now using the PHA dashboards.
PHAs in East New Britain, East Sepik, Simbu and Central are trialing the pilot project of PHA dashboard. Ms. Mana said they trialed the system over the last 2 years and it has been good. They are ready to go out to the rest of the 22 provinces. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
The 226 probationary constables who recently passed out of the National Centre of Excellence at Bomana will be deployed throughout the country, commencing Friday, 13th of June 2025. The bulk of the officers are set to be posted to the Highlands region.
The Acting Assistant Commissioner of Human Resource, Kaiwari Tinga, said about 78 officers will be posted to the Highlands region, with Ella to receive 30 and Enga to have 20 personnel. 10 will be deployed to the Southern Highlands and Chimbu provinces. 8 officers will be posted in Western Highlands province. 31 of these graduates will be deployed to Border Command, where East Sepik Province will engage 10 officers, West Sepik 5, and Western Province will have 16 officers. The Constabulary's Northern Command will receive 27 officers. 9 will be deployed to Morobe, another 9 will be deployed to Medang, and 9 will be deployed to Eastern Islands Province. The New Guinea Island Command will receive a total of 50 pass-outs, equating to 10 personnel each for Manus, Kavieng, East New Britain, West New Britain, and the Autonomous Region of Bougainville. The pass-outs have completed their 6 months of recruit training at the Bomana Center of Excellence. They will now work through their 18 months internship period in frontline policing to complete their competency acquisition program before being upgraded and accorded as a fully fledged constable. Tinga said to save cost, the provincial police commanders were instructed to identify police-owned houses or seek assistance from the provincial government to fund rental accommodation for these new pass-outs. The recruits have also signed a pledge of loyalty, requiring them to uphold the values of ethics and discipline. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The International Fund for Agricultural Development in Papua New Guinea has emphasized the need for a more comprehensive policy framework for horticulture in the country. It has called for action during the recent Market for Village Farmers Value Chain workshop held in Leh, Morobe Province.
Horticulture industry in Papua New Guinea has a lot of potential to help the people in the country. Country Director for the International Fund for Agricultural Development in Papua New Guinea, Jerry Jing Pakturan, says horticulture involves a lot of farmers and could be a change maker for the rural people. Pakturan further highlighted the potential of the horticultural sector to enhance food security, boost incomes for rural farmers, and drive economic growth in PNG. By establishing a broader policy, he envisions a more structured approach that can facilitate better access to markets, improve agricultural practices, and promote sustainable farming techniques.
There needs to be a broad policy. And indeed, while this is not yet there, this is the idea of bringing everyone together. Part of the support of IFAD to the project is to start to look at the formation of a horticulture sector, much like what was done in PIPA. I think you're aware that there is a coffee industry council in PIPA that works very closely with government.
The value chain workshop aimed to strengthen the value chain for village farmers, providing them with opportunities to connect with markets and improve their production capabilities. Pakturan's recommendations are expected to contribute to the development of a supportive environment that empowers local farmers and enhances the overall agricultural landscape in PNG.
Indeed, the horticulture sector now plays a very important role in government. It is in the medium-term development plan, it's very clearly stated, and we thank government for having that focus, because it is through that direction that when government says we move into agriculture because it is where the majority of the population are, especially in the context of Papua New Guinea, and it is a sector that is small but a lot of potential. And so we were happy when we saw that the MPF, in fact, as a project, is in the medium-term development plan.
Fresh Produce Development Agency Chief Executive Officer Mark Vorinu supported the call. He commended farmers in the country for continuing to supply their produce to the market across the country.
People say that the MPF project has failed. I don't think so. It has never failed. Let me say this. We only changed the technique. And it was good. HIFA and the government of PNG, they were happy, and they extended for the project for another 2 years. We only changed the technique. The agenda is still there. I have a lot of confidence in you agricultors. lead partners, some of the leading farmers in Papua New Guinea, good times and bad times. I never trust in you. I'm still around. We will make sure that we have to anyway. We have to do it.
Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
The Internal Revenue Commission and the Independent Consumer and Competition have provided an update on the challenges faced during the past 2 weeks in implementing the GST zero-rated measure that was applied to 13 essential store goods.
General Commissioner Sam Coim shared challenges that have been faced since the implementation of the GST zero-rated measures on the 13 essential items, especially monitoring and compliance. This is the first time there has ever been a tax relief. Therefore, IRC has a lot to learn in this process.
Of the risks that might come about in terms of shop owners not passing, or even shop owners while appearing to be removing the GST, also they then inflate the actual price again. And these are kind of challenges, especially in the monitoring of the compliance. Those are the challenges that we'll be facing, and also some teething issues. I must admit that this is the first time we've ever delivered such a tax relief. It's a tax office, so there will be a lot of learning in this process, as well as some teething issues that we are expecting. So there's a lot of revenue at stake as well. If we do not administer this properly, then a lot of shop owners might not pass the relief to the ultimate consumers, who might appear to be, and also stocking up GST zero-rated stock for future.
From the tax perspective, the retail sector has been challenging to administer and manage, resulting in the IRC's inability to correct, audit, assess, and penalize non-compliant taxpayers. The consequence has been the reduction and loss in the overall tax revenue, a drop in tax compliance, a non-disclosure of revenue specifically and directly in affecting GST, with added costs passed on to the ultimate consumers.
There's a lot of challenges we anticipate, but we are also preparing at the same time. Those challenges and lessons are also learned elsewhere. It's just that we don't have the digital tools that we anticipated to have it to enable us to do this. But be it as it may, we are actually preparing to do the manual enforcement, and that's why we're forging this relationship with ICCC and customs, especially the goods that are hitting our shores at the ports will also be zero-rated from that point onwards.
Commissioner Ain made a call to the business houses to comply, and also gave an update on how many business houses have faced penalties for not complying with the directives.
Because our experience in the field after being there out in and about, we are given a runaround by most of the business houses. And today we have about 159. We have taken them to court. So those same experiences now we are bringing together with IRC, and we will work together. And we are aware of who you are. So this is now a policy by the government and through Parliament. So the business community, it is our appeal that you work with us and ensure that this is, the 13 items are zero-rated and as per the government policy. So this is appeal to our business community.
Ain stated that retailers found in breach of these changes in law will be severely dealt with through the imposition of the following measures. 1. Administrative penalties for non-compliance. 2. Recovery of amounts wrongly collected. 3. Suspension and cancellation of GST registration. And 4. Prosecution under Section 951F1 under Section 95 of the Goods and Services Tax Act 2003. Jasmine Jack, TVWAN News.
The Internal Revenue Commission and the Independent Consumer and Competition Commissioner signed a Memorandum of Understanding today on information sharing. The MOU paves the way for the two state agencies to share vital information to enforce the Goods and Services Tax Zero-Rated Basket of Goods initiative that came into force on 1st of June 2025.
On the 1st of June 2025, the country saw its first set of tax reliefs the IRC implemented to reflect the government's efforts to provide some form of relief for taxpayers. Commissioner General Sam Coim strongly emphasized the need for complete compliance to see the success of this measure and for a possible extension after the legislated 12-month period.
So today's MOU signing will also help us to forge that strategic partnership in terms of conducting some targeted enforcement actions as part of the enforcement that we are planning to ensure that there is compliance in the delivery of the GST zero rating tax relief that is offered.
ICCC welcomed the collaboration for the reasons that the MOU shall assist the ICCC to be cognizant of the tax compliance status of entities they regulate to encourage price control and competition. This shall assist in applying the correct penalties as well as prevent any future non-compliance behaviors.
It's a very significant moment for us, the ICCC, because the document that we will sign today will not only help our people but us as the ICCC, because these are some of the things that are closer to us that we always wanted to do, and we are always doing it for our people. And in coming to IRC and supporting and working together with you is a milestone for the ICCC, the management and commissioners.
I shared that while this measure may seem little, it should be appreciated as it opens the fiscal space for future reliefs. Jasmine Irjak, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2433 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2358 $0.3588 Australian dollars, $0.1984 euro and 33.81 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold and copper closed higher. Coffee, cocoa, palm oil, and crude oil closed lower. Copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. And that was your finance report. You're watching TV1 News. Stay tuned for overseas news when we return.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, P&G and Mia. Buying P&G made.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, My whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles. Tastier, but you like it more.
Rohan, really messing with your game. Time to sweep him out of the room. Or maybe not.
Ding bang ding, ding ding dong, bum bum bum, ding bang ding, bum bum.
Rugby league is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm come up community. You must all community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
On the spot again for number 2 for Alex Johnston.
Hayward's kick. He'll chase his own work.
There's another try coming.
Enjoy the show, Souths against the Bulldogs.
What a catch. Big kick. There you go.
Welcome back. Students from the International Training Institute at the Kokopo campus recently took to the streets of Kokopo in a cleanup exercise. This is an annual program carried out by all ITI campuses around the country, coinciding with World Environment Day. The SRC members took the initiative to conduct the cleanup program on June 6, which was a success involving all student body and staff actively participating by cleaning Takubar Market, Papindo Bus Stop and the surrounding areas of Kokopo. The ITI School Council thanked students, staff and management for a meaningful community service activity, promoting cleanliness in the communities they live in. In the face of rising lawlessness in Kariku District, the local District Development Authority has taken significant steps to strengthen law and order. Today, Kariku MP and Minister for Energy, Peter Isoaimo, officially handed over much-needed IT equipment and logistics support to the Berena Police Station. A fully equipped desktop, 2 laptops, 2 small printers, a large printer, a UPS and a generator, all purchased for over 16,000 kina, were handed over to the Berena Police Station to assist with the digital processing of suspects and internal administrative work.
As you all know, in the last couple of months, there's been a surge in criminalism in Kariku District. So as the Kariku DDA drive to combat lawlessness, we're equipping police initially with 2 open-back Land Cruiser vehicles.
The DDA's support doesn't stop at equipment. 2 new open black Land Cruiser vehicles have already been delivered, with 2 more hire vehicles added through police headquarters support, bringing total operational vehicles for Doa and Berena stations to 4. The police station building is undergoing full renovations, including proposed extensions to the cell block to hold the increasing number of suspects. Plans are also underway to renovate the Doa police post built by Rama Company and make critical repairs to staff housing. Kariku's 51 wards spread across Mekeo, Kariku Coast and Kuni LLGs, and are being targeted under the provincial government's 20 reservists per district policy, aiming to deploy more trained officers in hotspot areas.
I would like to thank you for your kind assistance. We appreciate the equipment given, and plus your continued assistance with fleets and that supports Kariku and officers in Berena. It's been timely assistance given, especially when we are coming close to our elections and other projects, major projects coming up in Karaku. So on behalf of Central Command, I would like to thank you and people of Karaku for the kind assistance.
Most of the suspects been apprehended there. Normally, because there is no disturbing equipment at Berina, so I normally take it up to Soveria. Some I take it to Borgo where it takes time and resources for police to do all normal court files. Now with this provided now, it will make it more easier for me and my policemen to do all arrests at Berina police station and will direct to either control at Borgo.
The MP emphasized that suspects should be processed at Berena using the new IT systems and transferred directly to Bomana Correctional Services. He said rehabilitation, not street justice or compromise bail, is key to restoring safety and peace. Meanwhile, the MP also raised concerns over alleged rogue operations by police along the Laloki Bridge in the early hours of the morning. PMV and SME truck owners have reported being harassed and extorted by unidentified officers. Most of the trucks being targeted were purchased under the Karaku SME program, in which local business people contribute 30% equity through cash or savings to build sustainable livelihoods. Karaku MP Peter Isoaimo says this is just the beginning. The commitment to empower police, invest in infrastructure, and combat rogue behavior is part of a broader mission to restore dignity, peace, and safety, especially as the country approaches its 50th year of independence. Prime Minister James Marape had what he described as a landmark meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron during the third United Nations Ocean Conference. Key outcomes of the bilateral meeting include high-level representation for PNG's 50th anniversary, visa on arrival for PNG citizens, finalization of ship-rider agreement, climate and environmental leadership, PNG embassy in Paris, and opposition to deep-sea mining. Both leaders agreed on the need for rigorous scientific studies before allowing deep-sea mining. Prime Minister Marape reiterated PNG's national policy against any such activity in the absence of proven environmental safeguards. Prime Minister Marape reaffirming PNG's commitment to the BBNJ Treaty on the conservation of biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction, noting that PNG will lodge its ratification instruments with the UN during the September 2025 General Assembly in New York. In other regional news, Japanese authorities say they have spotted 2 Chinese aircraft carriers operating in the Pacific for the first time, with Tokyo saying it shows an expansion of Beijing's military operations. China said on Tuesday that the Shandong and Liaoning carriers, its only 2 currently in operation with a third undergoing sea trials, were carrying out routine training. A Japanese Defense Ministry spokesman told AFP they believe the Chinese military's purpose is to improve its operational capability and ability to conduct operations in distant areas. China's use of naval and air assets to press its territorial claims has rattled the United States and its allies in the Asia-Pacific region. The Australian Navy monitored 3 Chinese ships which sailed east of Sydney earlier this year. The Australian Prime Minister is convening a productivity summit, putting approval times for housing and energy projects on the table.
Just hours after Labor's landslide win, the Treasurer was putting living standards at the heart of his second-term agenda.
First term was primarily inflation without forgetting productivity. The second term will be primarily productivity without forgetting inflation.
How to get more bang for your buck, how to work smarter, not harder, are questions governments have spent years trying to answer. So Labor's throwing open the floor, inviting unions, business and lobby groups to a round table in August.
I want people to be able to have a mature discussion
around a room. Are there win-wins on productivity?
The Prime Minister wants to speed up approvals processes, removing roadblocks to housing supply and the clean energy transition, while at the same time putting some guardrails around the discussion.
I'm a Labor Prime Minister and I support penalty rates. I'm a Labor Prime Minister and I support real wages increasing.
It'll be a slimmed down version of Labor's first-term Jobs and Skills Summit. But there's nothing slim about the agenda business leaders are bringing. They want more ambition on tax and regulation and getting the private sector, not government, to drive jobs growth.
We certainly want to see some quick wins, some things that can be done immediately to improve productivity, but also an ambitious agenda for the longer term.
The commitments the Australian people voted for in May are the foundation of our mandate. They are not the limits of our responsibilities or of our vision.
The Prime Minister's giving himself room to respond to unexpected events and challenges and even possibly to develop a bolder agenda. But some challenges are here and now. In a sea of budget deficits, the government is being urged to spend more on defence. Anthony Albanese has indicated he's up for a discussion, but again pushed back on calls to set a spending target.
Of course, we will always provide for capability that's needed.
Australia has issued sanctions against two of the most controversial members of Israel's government, Itamar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich, accusing the men of inciting violence against Palestinians in the West Bank. In a joint action by the Australian, British, Canadian, New Zealand and Norwegian governments, which has drawn condemnation from the governments of the US and Israel. The pair will face travel bans and have their assets frozen. Foreign Minister Penny Wong said the men had incited extremist violence and serious abuses of Palestinian human rights. Ben-Gvir serves as a national security minister in Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition government, while Mr. Smotrich is the finance minister. Senator Wong said these sanctions were not evidence Australia was deviating from its support for Israel's security in the wake of Hamas' deadly attacks on October 7, 2023. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have sports after the break. Stay tuned.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Use Savetu Awesome Condom and Wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy, tingim. Use him condom long right pla way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
What would you say to 6 months free bonus credit? Wowee! That's right. Get the Wowee 4G LTE smartphone from Digicel and you'll enjoy 35 kina bonus credit every month for 6 months, plus a whopping 50 gigs of data and 60 minutes free talk for 7 days. Hurry! Get your Wowee 4G LTE smartphone for only 199 kina at a Digicel store or agent today and say Wowee to a total of 210 kina free credit. Only with Digicel.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
This is the ICC World Test Championship Final.
absolutely magnificent young man.
The mace, the ultimate prize.
Come the PNG Hunters, and now here they go. The Hunters are going to score. They're going to score.
Beautiful ball away, and the captain has gone in for his second.
And here's Tielemans, and he scores. Stengel, and he's kicked another. Munda wasn't a great pass, but he forces his way over. It's a try to the lead.
What about the pass? It would have been a long one for Watson.
Welcome back. The PNG Hunters are facing a critical moment in this season as they prepare for a must-win game against the Falcons this Sunday at NFS. Following a tough loss to the Dolphins, the Hunters have slipped to 8th place after previously holding on to the 6th for the past 2 weeks.
Tower over the line. I think he's got this one down.
The PNG Hunters head coach Paul Ayton emphasized the necessity of maintaining what has been successful for the team while addressing the areas of weakness that were highlighted at last week's game. Ayton stressed the importance of a strong mindset and patience with possession as they head into their crucial fixture. He believes that trusting one another and adhering to the game plan will be vital for the team's success. While acknowledging the disappointment of their recent loss, he insists that the team will learn valuable lessons from it.
You know, we're looking at it as a tough loss, but we're looking at it in a good way that it's taught us a lot of lessons, and we're going to use that lessons. You know, it'll be silly if we don't use that as a lesson and to get better.
In a bid to turn things around, Ayton has made significant changes to the lineup. Notably, star fullback Sonny Wabo is sidelined due to a minor neck injury sustained from a crusher tackle in the match against the Dolphins. Coach said Wabo will get all the care and attention he can get to help in his recovery. Meantime, late Tigers fullback Douglas David gets an opportunity to make his debut in the #1 jumper.
Yeah, it's a big loss. He's still got some more scans and some specialists on his neck. There was a crusher tackle on his neck. We probably didn't see it at the time, but in watching in replays, it was a pretty bad crusher on his neck. I mean, his neck was bent pretty badly. So, you know, it's a big loss for us, really big loss, you can probably imagine. But we're going to give Sonny all the best care that we can do, but the best care possible, make sure he's all right and he's well. And but on another note, that allows for Douglas David to debut for us, and we're all really excited for Dougie.
Manuel Hannes has been promoted to starting prop after his impressive performances of the bands in recent weeks, and Stephen Bruno has been included in the bands wearing the number 17 jumper.
Yeah, Bruno was he wasn't included in the team prior because of his overweight. So, but he worked really hard. I think in 2 or 3 weeks he lost like 7 or 8 kilos. So he lost a lot of weight, and his drive and his hunger just. I don't know if you saw, there was yesterday we had a fitness session and he was leading it, so he's hungry, so he's ready to go, and he's pretty excited to not only come back playing, but not just for Guru, he's coming for the Hunters, so it's a big deal. And Manu's impact off the bench, we want to, you know, we've had a couple of slow starts, so we've just had to shuffle around our starting pack.
As the Hunters prepare to take on the Falcons, the urgency of the situation is clear. They must secure a victory to keep their playoffs hopes alive. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The newly launched soccer franchise Kula FC is set to showcase its talent as the 9th team in the PNG National Soccer League. This marks an exciting milestone for the franchise and its supporters as it aims to make a significant impact in the league.
A special conference was held today at the City Oasis in Port Moresby, where the team was officially welcomed to its new home for the duration of the competition. The event was attended by several distinguished guests, including opposition leader and member for Kiribati Goodenough Douglas Tumuriesa, and City Governor Paul Sparkop, and member for Alatau and patron of Kula FC, Ricky Morris. The introduction of the Kula FC presents a significant breakthrough for Milne Bay, allowing the region to compete at the highest level of domestic soccer in Papua New Guinea. During the conference, Ricky Morris expressed his excitement and confidence in the new franchise. He highlighted their humble beginnings since affiliating to the Alatau Soccer Association and all the hard work behind the scene. The patron highlighted that for the past 5 years, the club put in a lot of time and effort to create this amazing pathway that has now set an opportunity for their youths in Alatau to participate at such an elite level, which they are all excited about.
For the past 5 years, we've been working towards creating this pathway for our youths with this bid here and participating at this level. This now gives the opportunity for our boys back in Alatau to now participate at this level.
The patrons and majority of the team are rural-based and first-timers, with 8 of the boys never been on an aeroplane before and very excited for making this first trip of a lifetime, adding it's a new challenge and a journey that they only dream about. They would use this opportunity to launch a new development pathway to help their youths and also empower them to play sport and inspire youths back in the province and promote local associations grow, especially in rural communities. While an official announcement yet to be made, Kula FC are tentatively set to play their first game in Lae this weekend, which will be their first away game, while Moresby becomes their home ground. The team will be coached by Percy Matayo. The launch of Kula FC not only symbolizes a new era for soccer in Milne Bay, but also adds depth and competitiveness to the PNG National Soccer League, further enhancing the football landscape in the country. Fans and players alike eagerly anticipate the team's debut and look forward to a thrilling season ahead. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And finally, West Tigers today announced the signing of Talon May on a train and trial agreement for the rest of the 2025 season. The NRL conditionally approved Talon's return to the game after charges against him were withdrawn earlier this year. May has been approved to commence training immediately with the intention of playing in the future should training and off-field standards be met. West Tigers CEO Shane Richardson said Talon is a quality player who will further strengthen the squad in the back end of the competition. He said Talon has made enormous strides since they first met with him 10 weeks ago through voluntarily attending education and counseling sessions. Mr. Richardson said Talon's contract would be reviewed at the end of the year. And that ends the sports segment. Now for the weather forecast. Southern region, Alatau partly cloudy with some showers. Popondetta partly cloudy with some rain, then rain showers and thunderstorms. Momase, Lae partly cloudy with some showers. Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy periods with some rain, then rain showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul, cloudy periods with some rain, then rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Highlands, all centers cloudy periods with some rain, then rain showers. Coral Sea, seas slight to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea, seas slight to moderate with northeast to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth to slight with easterly to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas slight to moderate with northeast to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. And coastal waters, waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Island, to Kerma to Yule Island, to Hood Point to Samurai Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of Finchafen and Siasi Island to Long Island to Medang, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of New Britain Island, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that ends the news tonight. Do take care out there, stay hydrated and be safe. Thank you for your company. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
The Toyota JD Hi-Ace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hi-Ace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety.